Our neighbor is downright crazy. We've lived in our apartment for 4 years and we love it. However, the past year has been hell. We've gotten a new neighbor, not in our own hallway but in the adjoining building hallway. She shares a wall with us. The first few weeks were fine. We talked with her and told her that if there were ever any issues, we were open to communication. We've never had any issues before, but due to us having a dog, although quite small, we'd like to be upfront with all our neighbors in order to have a healthy relationship with the people around us. After the first few weeks, the problems started occurring. Suddenly, we got complaints about our dog barking. Not just a complaint, but like 3 to 4 times in a week. Our dog is the most gentle old soul there is, and he only barks on 3 occasions. When the doorbell rings and he's happy to see you, when he gets spooked by something, which is rare, and when we play, which we only do for 5 to 10 minutes at a time, because we know the sound can be annoying. He never barks when he's home alone or otherwise. He's very chill and mellow. He's made friends with everyone in our hallway and several of them have been dog sitting if we had to leave for longer periods of time, and they all say he's the easiest dog to look after. Anyway, we talked to the superintendent who wasn't allowed to elaborate who the complaints were coming from, as they were reported anonymously, but we soon found out. Because the neighbor, who I'll call Karen from now on, started banging on the walls whenever she felt like we were too loud. One weekend at around 10:30 a.m. we had been playing with our dog for maybe 5 minutes, when she aggressively banged on our wall. Mind you, we live in a concrete building with 30 centimeters thick walls. I talked to everyone else in our hallway, but no one was bothered with our dog. We live in a building with several other dogs, and in the surrounding buildings there are dogs as well, dogs who bark. We tried to keep it down and for a while we thought that was the end of it. Recently, Karen started complaining again. Not just to the landlord and superintendent, but also in our Facebook group designated for our area. While we were away on holiday out of country, Karen decided it was time to do a long rant in said FB group, telling everyone how horrible we are at keeping our dog quiet, that we make him bark just to annoy her, etc. She even stooped so low that she commented on our sex life, writing about how loud we are and that I female have loud fake orgasms. And yes, our superintendent saw it and have screenshots as proof, because of course she edited it later when we returned home. I feel trapped in my own home, being afraid to do anything that might set her off and give us another complaint. Luckily, the superintendent is on our side. He and other neighbors have told us that we're not the only ones she's complained about. She's also complained about a newborn with colic who was crying, a mentally disabled child who can't talk and therefore makes noises instead, someone talking on their own balcony. Karen told the person to respect her privacy and that she didn't want to hear what they were talking about. They're 3 apartments apart, an elderly man living underneath her apartment who needed help. She complained that his helpers were making too much noise when they visited, and then of course us. Honestly, we all hate her part too. So we've been in contact with our superintendent about our crappy neighbor. The superintendent and the owner doesn't like how she's behaving either, but it is extremely hard to kick someone out from their apartment in my country if they don't do any physical harm to people or the property. We haven't really heard anything in a few months, even though it's summer and our balcony door and windows are open. But tonight it seems like she's changed tactics. There's a party for our building complex and due to work and stuff, we're not attending. I walked by the venue while walking my dog and saw Karen sitting at one of the tables, no surprise there. I didn't say hi to the people around her that are actually people I like, I just waved and walked on. Afternoon turns to evening and it's time for another walk, and this time, Karen isn't there anymore. My neighbors come out to greet me, the dog and my boyfriend, and we start chatting, and because some of them are slightly tipsy, they soon start telling us what has happened during the talking. One of our very good neighbor, Anna, tells us that Karen has spent most of the night complaining to anyone who wanted to listen, not about our dog, which seemed to be the original problem. No, it was about me, personally. I have never been anything but kind towards her, so I have no clue why she suddenly has a personal vendetta against me. When we returned home, me and my boyfriend seriously discussed that she might have more serious mental issues than PTSD, not that PTSD isn't serious, but since she seems to target me specifically, we've started to suspect a disorder like borderline or something like that. In general, we just feel sorry for her, are of course annoyed that she keeps complaining, but we seem to have dry land under our feet and a good amount of neighbors backing us up. But yeah, she's just not fit for living in an apartment building. On a happy end note, our neighbors to the other side have just gotten a very cute puppy. I'm sure she'll complain about him as well, once he learns how to bark properly and have home alone training, but I'm just really excited about watching this little furball grow up.